I just want to dive right into it. Let's start with the Veigar pick. What about that, felt like the right time to bring this out? It's certainly something that's risen in the last, I think, couple of days, actually, as particularly due to Frog and Stream, as something that's actually quite powerful. What do you think about that?
Well, their mid laner is known kind of as an assassin mid laner. He kind of has only really played assassins, and having these kind of backliners who are so good at just peeling all of their kind of melee champions was just, I think our comp just completely destroyed theirs.
Yeah, it's definitely, the stun is something that really highlights Veigar's kit as being good against those assassins. But with regards to your composition, I was actually wondering, now you guys drafted only one sort of counter-split pushing threat against HQ's two. They had the Darius and the Fizz, and you guys only really had the Gangplank. Did the sort of double teleport sort of alleviate sort of that pressure, and you didn't feel obliged to sort of answer that double split push because of that?
I don't think it matters too much about the double teleport. I think that's more of a counter to their tendency to go for dives. Like they kind of go for side lane dives a lot. They kind of have their mid laner roam, go for a random dive top, and having teleport from our mid lane basically nullifies that. It means that if they're ever going to try to go for that, we can just counter it easily.
Yeah, sure. Now their top laner Ziv is known mostly as kind of a tank player in the past. He played a lot of Nard, played a lot of Maokai. Was the Darius something that you guys were expecting, sort of a slight change in mentality for AHQ?
I mean, I think basically everyone is playing Darius, so it was expected. Yeah,
sure. Now, last time we saw you guys, you were on a plane heading to Korea. Now, there's been some videos that did come out from your time in Korea, some of your bot lane colleague Sneaky and some of CLG's Afromu, about sort of some misfortunes you guys ran into in the Korean solo queue environment and, of course, the open mid meme. What did you think of the Korean solo queue environment while you guys were there? Did it live up to sort of your expectations?
I mean, all right, the level of play in Korean solo queue is really good. Like the players are strong. Even like when we first got there, Diamond 5, the players felt like, like Diamond 1 players from NA. They felt good. But they tend to give up really quick. They tend to definitely rage really quick. And it's filled with people cheating, like people having
scripts?
Yeah, scripts. Like I've had multiple games where I had a script on my team and the enemy team had a script on their team. So it definitely was more common. They call them helpers in Korea. I don't know why it's so common in Korea and not so much like NA, but I hope it's not going to be like a trend to coming to NA soon.
So I think it's safe to say that didn't really live up to the hopes that you could get, not 100% anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it was still like good practice. It was still quite good, so.
Earlier today, we saw Fnatic defeat Invictus Gaming pretty convincingly as well, and then, of course, you guys beat AHQ. Now, that sort of changes the dynamics of this group, I think, a little bit. Does that sort of give you guys added confidence facing Invictus Gaming in the future to see Fnatic take them down so convincingly?
Yeah, I mean, I honestly thought that IJ would win that, and to see that the opposite happen and so convincingly kind of threw me for a loop. I know Jensen was the opposite. He kind of assumed that Fnatic would stomp them, so he definitely had the better idea.
A little bit of European pride coming out of your mid laner incarnation there?
Yeah.
Lastly, I just want to talk about the Rengar pick coming out of Mountain. Now, basically the entire composition for HQ was very heavily snowball. They had Darius, they had Rengar, they had the Fizz, of course. What did you think about that Rengar pick? Because other than that first gank, it didn't really work out for them. Did you guys feel the pressure from that pick at all to start, or was there any moment of worry?
I mean, Rengar's kind of like a weird champ. Like it definitely can, carry a game, but it's definitely can just do nothing as well. It's definitely very hit or miss.
Sure.
And we saw him playing in solo queue, so we kind of thought that he might bring it out. But I feel like, especially Veigar, since if Veigar just puts down the stun whenever he sees the thing, he can't jump in, he'll get stopped stunned, and I don't know. It didn't feel like he could really do anything to us.
So the first blood was no cause for concern for you guys?
No, I mean, we definitely knew we were going to scale up. Like, we had amazing scaling champions, especially versus their comp. They had nothing late game.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much for this.